Wow, have I ever got a wonderful flute to show you today. This flute is a custom flute that was ordered by a good friend and client, Fred Black, and he wanted a flute that really spoke to his needs with the flute, what he was looking to accomplish when approaching the flute from playing it, and also what he wanted in terms of inspiration for helping him feel the music that he was creating. And as he looked through some of the flutes that we had done, he saw Renewal, Phoenix Rising. He fell in love with the look of the flute. He loved the burl. He loved everything about that. There was a few things that he wanted done a little different. He didn't want the natural end. He actually didn't care for the bird. He wanted something different than the bird. And he wanted the flute in the key of low E, but he wanted it to be ergonomic for him so that he could be able to play it with his own personal ergonomic considerations. And so where often on a low E, there's not a lot of low E's that we put a side blow on, but for him, he feels that the side blow is going to work wonderfully well in helping him be able to play the low E better. And so then additionally, he wanted some inlay on the flute, and wanted some of the rock art inlay that we do. So we have this rock art medicine man here, inlaid in abalone and yellow cedar burl. And the yellow cedar burl in the middle part here was, he called me up and he's like, Brent, I got this idea. Could we put yellow cedar burl in the middle of the medicine man? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And would it look good though? And I said, yeah, I think it'd look fabulous. And of course, look at this. It's just amazing. It really is gorgeous. And we've got the moon inlays on the flute out of turquoise in yellow cedar burl and the abalone. I mean, this flute is just phenomenal. We've got a buffalo totem carved out of turquoise with abalone heartline on a yellow cedar burl base. And then at the mouthpiece, of course, the moon inlay with the abalone. There's a little bit of ebony on either side of it. And then we have the Easy Clean side blow. And this Easy Clean side blow is a dream for cleaning a flute and keeping your instrument dry and safe from problems of cracking and delamination and all those sorts of things that can happen when we don't dry our flutes. This really helps. Now with a side blow, it's particularly nice to have the Easy Clean mouthpiece, because we can pull this out and then simply blast the air through the side blow mouthpiece to clear it, leave everything apart and allow it to dry with the totem off, and then the flute dries out really quickly, even if you happen to live in Oregon, where humidity can be higher than here in Utah. So this mouthpiece also, as an Easy Clean side blow, the mouthpiece can literally be turned 360 degrees. It can go any direction. We have a metal on metal join here. The metal is created specifically to create an airtight join, and so I like to play with the side blow at about the 45 position. A number of people will play with it straight back. They'll play in this fashion. And so this particular flute is made for the right hand down, and I naturally play with my left hand down like this, but we'll go ahead and play it with the right hand down because that's the way this instrument was made to play. And that's probably, I would guess probably 95% of, or not 95, maybe 90% of my clients play with right hand down. And then there's 10% of us that rebel and want to do things our own way. So anyways, I'll go ahead and show you how this flute sounds. You're going to love it. that just a great sounding instrument? That's really fabulous. As I played this flute, you may have noticed that the flute has a bit of a bend in it, right here. And it actually is kind of bending from about right here on down. We've got this bit of a bend. And that happens with many of the molly burls. Many of the eucalyptus burls will do this. And even though the woods are dry when I have them in my shop, I may have them in my shop for a long time, and even though they're dry, we remove a lot of the wood internally that is holding the wood in its position. And so when we do that, the stresses and pressures that are in the wood then go into a new natural position for them. And that typically happens to be a bend. How it bends is really kind of its own thing. It just bends the direction it's going to. Anyways, this is just one such flute, and I think it is just wonderful. I love it. I love when flutes take a bend. The Japanese shakuhachi, they actually bend them with intention on the bottom of the instrument. They'll take and heat that instrument up and steam it, and then they'll put it in a form that will bend the shakuhachi with a slight kick in the bottom. And it really, I think, makes the instrument a much more interesting sounding instrument. So the sky is the limit with custom creations. You know, people say to me, what totems can you do? What do you want? We've done everything from a flying pig to dragons to buffalo to, I mean, you name it. It really is what do you want? What inspires you? What dreams do you have that you would like to express with your instrument? And those dreams we would love to create into reality for you. Again, I'm Brent Haynes with Wood Sound Flutes. You can reach me at 801-822-1415 or brent@woodsounds.com.